Welcome to GlobeTrotter. I'm Jon Haggins. I'm here in Paris, and Paris is magical. The food, the histoire, the wines. I mean, what else can you ask for? This is Paris. I'm at the Warwick Hotel, where the service is superb, the food is superb. It's like family. You're going to absolutely love it here. So I'm going into the Warwick.
Very happy to welcome you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Hotel is not that large. It's sort of, it's not a boutique hotel, but it's still manageable.
Yes.
And I think that's the most important.
And we work with the heart. Really,
Passion.
Yes,
Passion.
Yeah.
Really, really, really. It's not hard for us because we work with the heart.
So when I think of Paris, I think of Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron, the movie where they're doing this whole dance down Champs-Élysées, and it's just, it's so romantic. It's romantic. The wines are romantic, you know, and I think dining here is romantic.
Wow! Chef Ludwig got the 4th prize for this incredible Hermitage.
This is a good combination with a good wine, yes?
Yes. With the Gros Hermitage, you know, because the marmalade of shallots is she's cooking with the Gros Hermitage. And you remember you have the young pigeon and the foie gras
Maybe.
and the sweet bread of veal.
It's a gelatin. Do I mix together? Well, actually, you know what it looks like? It looks more like a, oh dear, this is wonderful. My God, fabulous.
And please try the association with the red wine. And you have the best job of the world.
Well, you know what? You have the best job of the world. Because you get to go to all the vineyards and taste all the great wines, and you with the food. Ludwig, my God, and Eve, what a combination. You're making the best combinations of great wines from France. You're making the best cuisine, Ludwig, from France. And it's French, as opposed to the fusion food that people do, and it's like, in between. But this is very specific. And since you won, you came in as 4th place on this, which is fantastic, the foie gras. It's fantastic, fantastic. And you know what I love? The flavor. I mean, I'm getting all kinds of senses from it. It's just absolutely amazing. I've never had anything like it.
No? Never?
Never. And I don't lie either.
We are very happy to be here for your first time.
C'est magnifique.
C'est magnifique. C'est la France?
Oui, oui.
Yes.
Vive la France. And what's next?
What's next?
Le carré d'agneau, polenta poêlée avec une tombée d'oignons blancs des Cévennes.
So,
How fantastic.
lamb chops with, shallots, small onions of les Cévennes. It's one region of France. Et quoi, c'était quoi avec?
Polenta.
And you know polenta?
Oh,
So
yes, absolutely.
And cheese fry.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
It's good to be in France, I must tell you. It's good to be here at the Warwick.
Good job, chef.
Whoa, how delicious. I like it because it's not overcooked. It still has the juices.
What I love most about French cuisine is its freshness.
The flavor is spectacular. I also love the crust on it. It's just really good where it's been sauteed.
And then they add good flavor.
Makes a lot of sense. It's the best.
The polenta is topped with fresh shrimp. You know, French cooking is known for its sauces, and the chef is adding the sauce to this incredible dish.
What's so amazing is the color. The color is very natural, very pure, and amazing. Oh my God, just talking about, I don't need to talk about this, I need to eat it. I can't say which dish is better than the other because they're all fabulous. This is why everyone needs to come to the Warwick and dine with you, because you make exquisite dishes. Unbelievable. I always say, what could be better than that? There are no words. It's fabulous. That's a national black expression. I think you understand it, though. This has been a most enjoyable experience. I thank you so much. Ludwig, you've been absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
And I wish you lots of luck with your restaurant, your fabulous dishes, and more people have to come and share my experience here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your coming.
Thank you, and au revoir. See you again.
Oui, au revoir. Goodbye, John. Thank you.
Welcome to GlobeTrotter. I'm Jon Haggins. I'm here in Champs-Élysées, and this is Paris. It's where everybody comes, and it's very special because you can shop until you drop. Also, there's great dining, and the people here are absolutely fantastic. I love it here. It's l'histoire.
The weather is perfect for l'amour, l'amour. Love is in the air on Champs-Élysées. I stumbled upon this band as they were playing in front of a church. My tour includes the Seine River, and the view is spectacular. You know, you can't go to Paris without visiting the Notre Dame. I'm observing the crowd in Paris from the bridge that leads to Rive Gauche. The left bank has so many historical cafes, such as Café de Fleurs, and of course, La Douze Magot.
This is Paris, and this is the Arch of Triomphe. What is Paris without the Arch of Triomphe? Nothing. It's fabulous. Paris, Paris, Paris. You know, when you think of Paris, you think of the Louvre, where Louis XIV, this was his palace, and it has the largest collection of paintings and artwork, and it's a place that you should come when you're in Paris. It's a very special place.
Le Louvre is the most visited destination. IMP designed the pyramid in the courtyard. Le Louvre is the world's largest art museum and a historic monument. It's a landmark, actually. Louis XIV chose the Palace of Versailles for his residence, and primarily a place to display the royal collection. The museum opened in August 1793 with an exhibition of 537 paintings. The Eiffel Tower is a wrought iron lattice tower, and it was named after Gustave Eiffel, whose company designed and built it for the World's Exhibition in 1889. Trocadero Plaza offers the best view of the Eiffel Tower.
You are going to love this destination because it's called Montmartre. It's the highest point in all of Paris, and the artists came here like Toulouse-Lautrec and Picasso, and they're on and on and on. So many artists have spent their time here because it's an artistic community. It's bohemian. It's very special with all the shops, the restaurants, the cafes. You're going to absolutely love Montmartre. You know, Paris is absolutely amazing. Behind me is the iconic symbol of Paris, the Eiffel Tower, and I'm loving Paris because of the food, the shopping, the people. What could be better than that? Remember, my world is your world. So get up, get out, and travel! Jon Haggins, the GlobeTrotter, is a travel book unto itself. It's like no other travel book in the world. When I think of travel, I think of friends around the world. Travel introduces culture, cuisine, and history. If you ever have the desire to see the world, the colorful photos will take you there. You'll visit Thailand, Vietnam, Brazil, Portugal, Sweden, and many more. Don't forget the aromatic recipes that will whet your appetite and allow you to dream. You know, when I think of food, I think of home. The cover of Jon Haggins, the GlobeTrotter is whimsical. It gets you in the mood for traveling. Remember, my world is your world. So get up, get out, and travel! Welcome to GlobeTrotter. I'm Jon Haggins, and I'm here with Elise, and she is an expert on Corsica. Corsica is a wonderful indigenous grape country, and they make wonderful wines. So let's talk about the history of Corsica.
Well, Corsica is an island that actually have been involved in the wine business for so long. Started with the Greeks 6th century before Christ. The Greeks set it up around here in Aleria, and then the Roman took over the viticulture in Corsica. So we have a very long history, and we inherited from all the great wine ancestors.
You know, history, histoire, is what this whole country is about, and it's what France is about, and I love it. I mean, when we come here from America, we learn so much. We drink so much. It's just marvelous, you know, and the cuisine is extraordinary too.
Sure, and this is the savoir-vivre of French people and Corsican people, you know.
Elise, let's talk about the different kinds of wine and the different kinds of grapes that produce the wine.
There is more than 30 varieties of grapes in Corsica, only indigenous grapes that only grows here. One of the most popular is the Nieluciu. Nieluciu means little black grape. It's a grape that we use for red and rosé, and it's the most popular grape in Corsica. The only one used very popular are the Vermentino, very popular in Italy, and the Bianco Gentile.
How fantastic. What kind of grape is this?
This is actually a Nieluciu. So as you can see, it's a very colorful and red grape. It has like a very thin skin, so that makes very elegant wines, very aromatic, but like, you know, you have like soft tannins. Be careful of the pepin. Is it good?
It's rather tart.
Yeah.
So it's not ripe.
No, it's not ready.
Exactly. That's very funny too. Bah!
So we harvest once a year, and now we are in the harvesting season, which starts at the end of September through the end of October. And here we actually harvest by hand and at night, because as you can see, it's very sunny from very early in the morning, and it gets very hot. So we harvest from 11 p.m. to 5 to 6 a.m.
So that's very unusual, because the other parts of the country, well, not Corsica, but in France, they harvest in the early morning, and it's a whole different, or all day, and you guys do it the opposite. Plus your vines are much taller, which is interesting too, because the others were very short, and everyone's producing different kinds of wine, and everything is so delicious.
Yes.
So delicious. Just absolutely wonderful. This has been an incredible experience, just being here in the vineyards and with having the sunshine, my God.
Yeah,
it's beautiful,
right.
beautiful.
Yeah, right. You can see how this is. Corsica. It's a very sunny island. It gets a lot of sunshine all year long, and the good thing is that we have actually a microclimate, because we are a little bit high in altitude, and you can see on the back we have the mountains. So at night, the wind comes down the mountains and cools down the wine. So it's perfect for our local grapes.
Well, I think, you know, the difference is you don't have to have a fence around, because the mountains are like a fence.
Exactly.
You know, to prevent, you know, the destruction of the vines.
Exactly. They protect us from the wind, from too much wind, from all the storm. And yes, we are very, very thankful for that
Welcome to GlobeTrotter. I'm Jon Haggins. I'm here to celebrate Champagne and also Bordeaux. Bordeaux is an incredible region, and so is the Champagne, the beautiful grapes, the transition from grapes to wine. What else can you ask for? I am so excited to be here in this wonderful vineyard of Collet, and it is my honor because I'm standing with Olivier Chariard, and he is the best. He is the chief operating officer, and he knows everything about Champagne. He knows about the community. He knows about food. He's a god here. What else can I ask for?
No. We're humble servants to the cause of Champagne.
What does it really mean to you to be the general director of Collet?
It means a lot of hard work, but over and above, a lot of passion. I'm very passionate about the brand, and I'm very passionate about the history of this house that was founded in 1921. You know, it's very seldom when people visit the Champagne area that they actually walk into the vineyards. They tend to see houses of Champagne, but they hardly see grapes. And to me, it's like going to Paris and shopping at the Galerie Lafayette and not climbing the Eiffel Tower. You know, you miss something.
Exactly.
And that's why we decided that it was very important to add this particular side of the process to the visit.
And I think what's wonderful is the fact that you have a museum which explains the history of winemaking, champagne making.
Yes, we actually have 3 entities within the Cité du Champagne. One is this museum. It's a wonderful collection of old tools that have been used over the years to elaborate Champagne. Champagne is all about craftsmanship. It's especially in this house, which belongs to the wine growers themselves. It's really a question of producing a luxury product through the skills and the know-how and the hand-driven tools.
And you have tours, and what does that include?
The tour includes the visit of the cellars, of course, of the vineyard, but of course this museum, which tends to explain what makes Champagne a special wine. We also have another building dedicated to the history of the company. This is a cooperative that was created in 1921 after riots that took place in this very place in 1911, exactly where we are. Wine growers fought against the army. They were trying to defend their know-how, their traditions, and over and above the appellation, because it was a time when some people were cheating, some traders were importing grapes from other regions.
How many wine growers are there?
33,000 hectares. You could almost say that it's 1 hectare per wine grower, almost. It's like a garden. Each has a garden of 1 hectare. Of course, it's an average.
But you're one of the largest, I believe, in this community.
Oh, indeed.
You produce a very fine champagne.
We work hard for this, but we're proud of what we produce.
Hello, my name is Louis de Sabran-Ponteves. I am the owner of this castle. Now we are at the Cazeneuve Castle. This is a castle from 17th century, and it was the property of the King of France, Henri IV. The castle belonged to my family since the 11th century. The castle is Cazeneuve Castle. It was from 11th century, and this part of the castle is 17th century. It's important because never sell from the 11th century, and all the castle are a lot of furniture inside. We are in the medieval kitchen of the castle with a very beautiful fireplace. Now we are in the room of my great-great-grandmother. And all the furniture are 20th century furniture.
These pristine rooms offer a lot of inspiration.
My children was baptized in this chapel.
What a beautiful room. It's large, and I love the usage of color and accents. Each room has its own personality. The design patterns are exquisite.
Now we are in the drawing room of the Queen Margot. Like you can see, all the furniture is Louis XV furniture.
This is an inspiration for a lot of decorators. I love all the design details.
The grandfather of Louis XIV is the King of France, Henri IV. And you have got a beautiful portrait of him at 23 years old.
Visitors are invited to tour the castle for a small fee of 15 euros.
Okay, just in front of you, you have got a beautiful tapestry. The flank tapestry will be produced in the north of France, and you have got the Queen Margot on this tapestry. This is the 16th century.
What a fantastic day here at Chateau Olivier, and I'm standing with Alex de Bethman, and he is the proprietor of this incredible chateau and the vineyards and everything here. I think he owns everything here. It's wonderful. Where does the name come from?
Well, the Bethmans migrated from Germany in the 1750s when Bordeaux was in full expansion. At that point, Bordeaux was the second largest port of Europe, and they became wine merchants. But the Bethman that was the most well-known was Alexandre de Bethman, that was mayor of Bordeaux in 1876.
So where does the Lord come from?
There is no lord.
But there was a lord who originally had
Yes, there was a lord. The lord, he purchased he was the owner of the estate, Seigneur Artus of Olivet, in the 1510s.
Talk about the history of the chateau.
Well, the history of the chateau, the first stones date back to the 12th, 13th century, where the chateau was more of a hunting lodge. And at that time, the region of Bordeaux, Aquitaine, belonged to the British, and it has a lot of history. So the son of Henry II, the Black Prince, used to come on the estate and hunt. Even today, we organize hunts for deers and wild boar that seem to appreciate our grapes at the wrong time of the year. And then another period that was really important was in the 15th century. In 1510, the original owner, the Seigneur Artus of Olivet, decided to fortify the castle because he was concerned that the British would come back to Bordeaux. So there are 3 round towers and 1 square, and today what is remaining is 1 round, 1 square.
Right.
And it's also at that time that he put in place the moat.
But it was continuously being built.
Continuously being built, and then another big period was the 18th century, the century of Enlightenment, where basically the decision was made to make the castle the centerpiece of the estate. So you had 8 alleys going in all directions, and it's at that time that they built these buildings on the side that create a larger court that enabled to accede to the royal court, and then people would go through the castle, go to the drawbridge, and then coming to the private gardens of the owner at that time.
Talk about the process of winemaking.
The process of winemaking, well, basically everything at Chateau Olivier is hand-picked. Everything goes into baskets, then into crates, and our objective is to really preserve the berries in the best sanitary conditions as possible. Then it is brought to be destemmed, and there's a couple sortings that occur there. And that's the same for the red wines and white wines. Then for white wines, what happens is that the berries are put into a press. This press goes through a 4-hour cycle, where every half hour we press a bit more, get the juice.
Right.
And the juice goes into a vat. And then a couple days later, when things start to settle, this juice goes into the barrels.
Wow.
The red wines is different. You got the berries, and the whole berry goes into the vat. They're slightly crushed, and what happens in the vat is that the skin and the pulp floats to the top and creates what we call a chapeau, a hat. And after a fermentation, what we do is we start extraction. And the objective of the extraction is to pull out color and pull out tannins.
Fascinating.
And then that goes into the barrels for aging for roughly 16 months.
My name is Laurent Lebrun. I'm the general manager and winemaker at Chateau Olivier, and here we are in one of the oldest blocks of Cabernet Sauvignon we have on the property. And this is, I think, one of the most beautiful areas of Chateau Olivier. Of course, we have a beautiful castle, and the winemaking facility is one of the best in the world. But here is really what makes our vineyards and our wine special. You can see the quality of the soil is quite unique. It's a mix of gravel and clay, and the combination of this type of soil in our very mild climate in Bordeaux makes the quality of the grape quite unique. This soil will enable us to get the perfect ripeness without having too much heaviness in our wines, and the right amount of tannins and softness, and making the special style we like to make in Bordeaux.
Okay, so Chateau Olivier basically produces two labels, the Chateau Olivier, which is the main label, and then our second label is called Dauphin d'Olivier. And Dauphin is basically in a deck of cards, it's the Jack, it's the son of the king. And that's our open market brand. Now, when you take a look at Bordeaux, we've been very fortunate over the last couple of decades of having some very good vintages, exceptional vintages.
How do they know they're not poisonous?
Now, what could be better than having lunch and conversation with new friends in the chateau? I hope you had as much fun as I did here in Bordeaux. Bordeaux is where you get the best wines, the best sunshine, everything blossoms. And what's better than great wine? Until next week, I'm Jon Haggins, the GlobeTrotter. I'll see you then. Hope you had as much fun as I did. Look forward to seeing you next week at another colorful destination.